DIY Guru. I can easily put my name and profile in this poster, but I think वो just एक show करने की बात होगी, so it's better we interact, and that is why I thought कि during the call itself I should give my profile to you all. I can share my LinkedIn profile if you want, because many students ask me questions over LinkedIn also. So let me share my LinkedIn profile with you all, and then we all can connect with DIY Guru, and you can connect with me over LinkedIn also, because then many students have queries post the session also, and then either you can contact me on email or on my LinkedIn, that's fine. Just a second, let me copy my LinkedIn link. So I'll give you all the answers. Okay, you have quite good questions. I can see that. And trust me, I have more questions for you than you have for me. It will be a very interactive session. That is something I'm quite confident. So that's my LinkedIn profile. I hope you all have received it over the chat. Okay, and feel free to connect. Okay, and that I think we can start now. You can evaluate my profile and you can judge me from there. No issues. Okay, so my very initial question, which is common to every webinar, okay, is how many of you can only understand English? This is my question, which is same in every session, because then I will be able to understand whether I can use Hindi language or not while talking. If you can understand Hindi also, it's good, but I don't want anyone who is not able to understand Hindi, because then क्या होगा कि कुछ बच्चे समझ नहीं पाएंगे, right? With the beauty of diversification of our country, I understand we have different languages. If there is anyone who is not able to understand Hindi, please tell me, because then I don't want to use Hindi, and I don't want to say you say that you're not able to understand. Okay? And why I'm saying English and Hindi, because then ज़्यादा अच्छे से interact होता है students के साथ. I do this in all my sessions.
I don't Hindi.
Yes, Dilip.
I don't understand Hindi.
Hindi, good, because then many people are from South also, might be from South, and they might not be very comfortable with Hindi, right? So if you're not comfortable with, let's see, few students are there. So what I will do now, if there is anything, I will explain in Hindi, I will explain in English also, okay? So that
okay, thank you, sir.
Easy rahega. Okay, I understand some of you don't understand Hindi. Yeah, absolutely, some of you cannot understand Hindi. So we will use both languages. And I will repeat everything in both Hindi and English. Okay, because this session is not to judge you guys, to evaluate. ये कोई interview नहीं है. This is an interactive session, and I think अगर मैं English भी बोल रहा हूँ, I will try to speak slowly. I understand learning a new language is not easy. मैं अभी तक ढंग से German नहीं सीख पाया हूँ. It's not an easy task. That's fine. ठीक है. If I explain everything, okay, French is good, but unfortunately I'm not good in French. But okay. If you're able to speak French also, then absolutely perfect. Okay, great. It's good you guys are able to interact with me. I think this is the very first thing we require, कि हम interact करें, because I believe interaction is the key to success. Trust me, this is something जो मैंने experience किया है. I will share my experiences also. I'm not too old, but still I have seen quite a lot of things in the domain of research and science. And it's good that you guys are interacting. I have one more question to you all. Before I start with the session, that this is not a session on DIY Guru promotion. ठीक है, ये DIY Guru के ऊपर बाद में है. The whole motive of the session is something very, very simple. That how do you actually create your career in e-mobility segment? Whether you are my student or not, whether you are a student of DIY through Internshala, Mumbai Center, CAT Center, anyway, that is not important. Each one of you is directly, indirectly connected to me. If you have talked to me before, you know how I interact with students. So that's fine. But this question is common to everyone, whether you're a student of DIY or Internshala or CAT Center or not, right? This question is open to everyone. How do you actually create your career in e-mobility segment? And ho sakta hai, if you have taken my session before, it could also be possible that few points repeat ho. There might be some repetition of few points if you have taken my session before, but I will try to keep it as unique and new as possible. I will talk a lot. मैं बोलता बहुत हूँ, पहले ही बता रहा हूँ. I like to interact with my students. So please interact with me. Keep it open. जितना ज़्यादा बात कर सकते उतना अच्छा है, because then every day you will not get a person who will come to you and say, let's talk about e-mobility. ठीक है. See, this is the main reason why we did not want to have any so-called people from what you say, from the core, what you say, क्या बोलते हैं, होता है ना session में we have the industry directors and the director of the company and all. उनको लाके कोई फायदा नहीं है. We want people who can interact with you directly. So it's better कि हमारे जितने भी whosoever is like what all doubts we have, it's better that we discuss them right now in front of everyone. There are more than 120 participants. By the end of the day, the most important thing is that you are more confident about e-mobility. That is the main agenda, right? This is today's objective. By the end of the day, I'm sorry if there is any spelling error, just ignore that. So you are more confident about e-mobility. This is today's objective. If you are not more confident, then that is something जो हमारे session का loophole होगा. So we all try to make sure that at the end of the day, we are feeling more confident. But you know what is more important to understand? You can only feel confident in EV. Let me remove this. Let me start writing to the writing pad. Maybe this will be better to understand. You will be more confident in EV if you are able to understand the ecosystem. Guys, अगर मेरी writing ज़्यादा खराब है, just tell me. If you're not able to understand, just tell me. ठीक है? I generally write like this only. It's not good to see, but still. You will be able to understand EV if you will be able to understand the ecosystem. Now the question is, what exactly is the ecosystem? That is the main question, right? मैं बोल तो रहा हूँ that ecosystem is something which is most important thing to understand. But the point here is, what exactly is the ecosystem? Ecosystem does not depend on me. The e-mobility ecosystem. Now this line is something very important. At least for me, it is very important. E-mobility ecosystem depends on you. That is the main fact we all need to understand. E-mobility ecosystem मुझ पे depend नहीं करता. That depends on you specifically. I will tell you how. I'll tell you how. I'll ask a very simple question. Everyone would be having an answer to it. Just a second. We don't need to say thank you right now. Simple question I will ask. How many of you are working right now? Very simple question. Just raise your hand. How many of you are working right now? Simple question. Okay, approximately 20, 22. Okay, let's say out of 129, almost 50% are active. Almost 25, 27 student candidates are working right now. Okay, perfect.
Yes, sir.
Let's change this answer now. Let's change this question now. How many of you are studying right now? Others, please lower down your hands. And those, please raise your hands who are right now studying. बाकी प्लीज अपना हाथ नीचे कर लेना गाइस, अदरवाइज कंफ्यूजन रहेगा. मैं पोल शुरू करूंगा, उसमें टाइम लगेगा. जस्ट रेजिंग हैंड्स इज फाइन. Approximately 25-30 students are studying right now. Now the most difficult question, okay? If you want to share the answer, feel free. If you don't want to say about it, and it's up to you. How many of you are not having any job right now? Now, when I'm saying not having any job, it means you are not a student. You have completed your education and you are not having any job right now. Others, please lower down your hands, okay? Because then this question is quite important. And I hope you mute yourself. Otherwise, थोड़ा सा confusion हो सकता है. So So how many of you are not having job right now? Okay. Almost 35 candidates are not having job right now. Now let's try to understand what is the final outcome of these three questions. 25 students said that they are working. About 25 said that they are studying. And about 30 said that they have no job right now. Out of almost 100, 130 students, 30% is saying, 30 students are saying not working, 25 saying studying, 25 are working. What are we able to tell from this? What is the main reason? क्यों पूछा मैंने question? कोई मुझे बता सकता है? Can you really tell me what can we understand from this? You want to say something, Sheikh? You all can unmute yourself, guys. Can you tell me what can I tell you from these three figures? क्या पता चल रहा है मुझे इसमें से? Just unmute yourself and tell me.
Employability and unemployed.
Yeah. And
Hello, sir.
yeah.
Unemployment.
Hello, sir.
Okay,
Lagam.
unemployment. Yeah, okay, I can hear you.
Hello.
हाँ बोलो okay.
Yes, sir. Before I have a job, but I left the job. Last time I talked to you. Now, before I working in Dubai, but I not
Yes.
now I have don't now I
Yes,
am
I
in India.
remember. I remember. Okay.
I don't
remember.
have a
Yes.
job.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I told
So
you all that
basically,
things. And
yes.
now I searching job here also.
Okay. ठीक है. I remember. Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Sir, I tell.
So basically, yes, sir.
Hello, sir. Sir, like a person who is working but finding the opportunity in a other field, like in a EV domain, and a person is studying and know about the EV and also searching for job also is the best option for a student, and who is complete the BTech, and after that he is searching for a EV also, because after the completing BTech there is opportunity in other department, but the person is only focusing on the EV. That's why you asking about that questions.
Okay. Perfect. So we have different answers for that, right? क्या reason हो सकता है? I'll tell you why exactly I asked this question. I asked this question because I wanted to show you that EV ecosystem is different for these people. EV ecosystem is different for these students, and EV ecosystem is different for these candidates. I think this is the most important thing to understand, isn't it? E-mobility for working professionals is a different thing. For working professionals, e-mobility is something that you are already working, you want to gain some skills, and you want to get a better job. आपको better job में जाना है जो working है. For students, e-mobility is something, how can you start your own career in the e-domain, in the e-mobility domain. And for those who are not having any job, e-mobility is very, very crucial, because then उनको job चाहिए. If we are not able to understand this whole ecosystem of e-mobility, we will not be able to understand our career path. In short, we will not be able to define our learning path. That is the main problem. किसी भी स्टूडेंट के लिए सबसे ज्यादा मुश्किल क्या है लाइफ में? To tell what to study, when to study, and how to study. Right? That is the main question for every student. सबके लिए difficult यही है सबसे ज्यादा. If we are able to define this question, this aspect, if we are able to tell, just a second. If we are able to tell what to study, how to study and when to study, I think all of you will be able to define your career in e-mobility domain. And the problem is that no one will be able to tell you what to study, how to study, or when to study. You have to tell yourself कि मुझे क्या पढ़ना है, कैसे पढ़ना है और कब पढ़ना है. यहाँ पे DIY गुरु या कोई भी एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूट कहाँ पे आएगा? Where is the role of DIY guru or any other institute? The institute can tell you what exactly you need to study according to your job requirements. The institute will be able to tell you how to study according to your career goals, and the institute will be able to tell you when to study according to your time availability. But what do you need to understand? You need to understand that according to your ecosystem, what, how, and when you have to plan your e-mobility career domain. मैं एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल और देता हूं. Let me give you one more example. Let's say I'm talking about those who are having no job. Because this is the most difficult part, isn't it? I don't create any presentation, guys. मेरी आदत नहीं है presentation बनाओ. I always keep it open. Maybe some of you already know this. Let's talk about those who are having no job right now. What is the best way to define your career in e-mobility domain? I'll tell you, we have some 5 steps you can really try to follow, which will help you to define your career path. The very first thing you have to understand is, मैंने ये इसलिए pick किया because this is the most painful thing, right? किसी बच्चे के पास job नहीं है, that is the most painful thing. So let's start with this. The very first thing you need to understand is, where do you stand right now? That is the biggest question. अगर मैं name and terms में बोलूं, बुरा मत मानना, but currently हमारा क्या level है? What is our standard right now? Right? Where do I stand? Once you know where do I stand right now, you have to understand where do I want to be in future. I'll explain these points. सुनने में आसान लग रहा है ये, but they are actually the most difficult questions in the whole life. Even we struggle with these questions. ठीक है? Even if you are the prime minister of country, this question is still important to you. Where do you stand right now? Where do I want to be in future? If you know the answer to these 2 questions, you can start preparing yourself for e-mobility or any other domain. But if you don't know the answer to these 2 questions, even if you take hundreds and thousands and lakhs of rupees of training, you will not be able to plan anything. आप नहीं plan कर पाओगे अगर आपके पास इन 2 questions का answer नहीं है. I'll tell you how can you really find that. I'll take all of your questions, guys. अपने chat box में आप question लिख दो. Then we will have our open doubt question also. Just let me try to complete what I'm trying to say here is. The very first thing is, where do I stand right now? It means, what is my current experience? What is my current job role, whether I'm unemployed or employed? What skills I need? And what is my current communication aspects? Where do I want to go in future is, it is even more difficult. I'll tell you why. How many of you know which domain of EV is good for you? Sorry. Just raise your hand. How many of you actually know? कितनों को सही में पता है कि कौन सा डोमेन आपके लिए सही है? I'm talking about domain, okay? E-mobility is not a domain. I'm talking about domain in e-mobility. Just raise your hand अगर आपको ये लगता है that you know which domain is good for you. Approximately 12 candidates have raised their hands. इसका मतलब क्या है? Out of कितने students ने आंसर दिया था? 30 plus 25 plus 25, right? Out of 80 students, 12 candidates are sure what is the good domain for them. कितना परसेंट है? कोई निकाल पा रहा है ये? 15%, I believe. Only 15% of the classroom students are able to tell me that which domain is good for them. I think this is the biggest problem. अगर मैं हिंदी में बोलूं, मुझे पता ही नहीं है ई मोबिलिटी का कौन सा डोमेन मेरे लिए सही है. In English, I don't know or I'm not sure enough to tell which domain of e-mobility is good for me. If you don't know the answer to this question, do you really think you can plan your career path from A to B? I really don't think so. And 90%, मैं बता रहा हूँ, इन 12 बच्चों में से भी सिर्फ 2 या 3 बच्चे ऐसे होंगे जिनको एक्चुअली पता होगा. But 12 students have the courage to raise their hands and say, I know what is good domain, what is the good domain for me. And I think this is the main problem we all are facing right now. As students, हमें ये डाउट रहता है कि मुझे करना क्या है exactly. ऐसा तो हम सबको बहुत लंबी लंबी गाड़ियां चाहिए अपने घर के आगे. We all want big house, villa, and सबको चाहिए family हो, girlfriend हो, every life is set. But the main question is करना क्या है? We don't know that exactly. Now I'll tell you some more examples where you will be even more confused. When I talk about the domains, I'll tell you, मैं एक fact बताता हूँ जो मैंने observe किया है. 90% of students don't even know कि EV में कौन-कौन से domains exist करते हैं. Forget understanding which domains you want. I'm telling you, 90% of this whole classroom candidates will not be aware of the fact how many domains do we have in e-mobility. 95% of you क्या आंसर देंगे पता है? 90%, 95% of you will say, sir, BMS, battery, motor, power electronics, embedded. 95% students सिर्फ यही 4 आंसर देंगे. BMS, battery, motor,
बैटरी मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम सर.
बैटरी मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम, सबको यही पता है. Some of you might say charging station, charging infrastructure. Do you really think e-mobility सिर्फ 5 डोमेन के ऊपर चल रहा है? Do you really think the whole Tesla company or the BYD company or Hyundai, Tata,
Sir, cyber
security, good answer, no doubt. But then the question is, Patel, कि कितने स्टूडेंट्स को पता है साइबर सिक्योरिटी के बारे में ईवी में? एंड प्रॉब्लम कहाँ आती है, राइट? प्रॉब्लम आती है यहाँ पर. You are here right now. हम सब अभी यहाँ पर हैं. We all are here right now. This is the question. Where am I? This is where I am. This is where we want to go. ये सब क्या है? This is the success. हम सबको जाने का मन है वहां पे. Nothing new. We don't know how to reach there. No one knows. अगर आपको पता होता तो आप अपना खुद का कॉलेज खोल लेते अभी. The main question is, you will not be able to define this path, whether you can go like this or you can go like this. ये किस पे डिपेंड करता है? It depends on the data points. Data points means I want to cover this in e-mobility, I want to cover this, I want to cover this, I want to cover this, I want to cover this. And then you will be able to define your career path, something like this. Now I'll tell you the problem. Problem is, students don't know what they really need to cover. उनको पता ही नहीं है क्या cover करना है. They just know 2 or 3 things. So they see something like this. वो कुछ ऐसा देखते हैं. They know only these 2 points and they do something like this. And they feel this is the learning path for e-mobility. I actually don't think this is the correct way of doing things. How do we perceive our life? As a student, मैं अपनी life कैसे perceive करता हूँ? समझने का try करते हैं. How do I see myself? How do I see myself? I see that I am here. I am learning this, I am learning that. फिर मैंने MATLAB सीखा, I did this, and I learned my ANSYS, SolidWorks and stuff, and now I'm here. And I feel like, as a student, I have done a lot. See, this is how much you have done. And now I go for jobs, and I say I should apply for this job, or this job, or this job, or this job, or this job. Now I tell you how industries see you. Industries आपको कैसे देख सकती है? How industries, or forget industries. Industries are not important. How actually things are. That is more important. In actual क्या होता है? This is where you are right now. This is where you should be. Now, because of your lack of awareness, you are just roaming around here. Now see, you are right now here and are looking for jobs. According to you, you have done a lot. This is what you all have learned in your life. But relatively, this is what you have achieved. And factually, this is where industries are right now. ये मैं नहीं कह रहा, this is the statistics, right? Industries feel 88% of Indian engineers are not employable. I'm not saying this. This is what the statistics is saying. This is what the reports of Niti Aayog, this is what the reports of Indian employability, this is what the reports are saying. That students are not employable right now. Now the problem is, why are you not able to move from here to here? What is the main problem? The main problem is that you are not sure of these data points. If you were aware of these data points, you can actually create, sorry guys, ये writing pad थोड़ा नया है and I'm not able to really understand how to use it properly. You would actually be able to create this data, this learning path. And I think this is what the actual problem is. And once you get the problem, you get the solution. अब हमारे पास दोनों चीज के आंसर होंगे. First, where I am right now. And second, where do I want to be in future? चलो मुझे बताओ, tell me. You can write in the chat. You can write in, you can even speak with me by unmuting yourself. What are the top 10 domains of e-mobility where you can work on? Give me 10 domains. One domain each student. Don't repeat. अगर किसी ने BMS बोल दिया, दूसरा बच्चा BMS नहीं बोलेगा. Once anyone says BMS, other students should not say BMS. Okay? Designing, okay.
Automation.
Research and development.
R&D, okay.
Data analytics.
Okay.
Cyber security.
Cyber security. And fuel cell.
Power electronics.
Homologation.
Power electronics.
Converters.
Converters is not a domain, Ahmed, right? It is just a part of a domain. What is the domain?
Program.
Program, I think, can come under data analytics, right?
OS for display.
Sorry,
OS for display.
Fleet management will come in that domain.
Sir, maintenance.
थोड़ा सा guys, थोड़ा सा down हो रहा है, मेरे को समझने में थोड़ा मुश्किल हो रहा है. Maybe I can see the chat, right? Then we have
Power. Sir, will electric vehicle fleet management come in that domain?
Okay.
Autonomous.
Okay, fine. We can have in the automation, I guess, that one.
Vehicle safety.
Cell technology.
Or
Power electronics.
Manufacturing.
Motor design.
Guys, दो तीन बच्चों ने एक साथ बोला.
vehicle
Safety.
Motor designing.
Okay, we can have it in designing, right? Okay, we have designing mechanical and we have designing electric.
So EV cells.
For EV business management.
Business skills,
Marketing and sales.
marketing and sales. अच्छा, now
EV
tell me one
AI भी
thing.
लिख सकते हैं, AI
EV
भी हो सकता
logistics.
AI and ML. Fine.
EV logistics, sir. Is it coming that domain? EV logistics and its fleet management.
Logistics, absolutely. Logistic and operations. Acha, tell me one thing. Before this session, did you really think that these were the domains of e-mobility? What have we
है।
changed
I know.
during this session? हमने क्या change किया session में भी? We just have changed the way we think, right? Earlier we were talking about these things: motor, power electronics, BMS, battery. Everyone knows these 4-5 terms. It's like किसी को अगर data science में जाना है, they are like, I will do Python, I will do ML, AI. Just randomly बोल रहे हैं बस बोलने के लिए. But now when you actually think, you are actually not talking about EV now. अब EV रहा ही नहीं है. How many domains are specific to EV here? Electrical is not specific to EV. Cyber security is not specific to EV. Analytics is not specific to EV. R&D तो in general होता ही. Automation we have in the smart manufacturing. Designing we use for all vehicles, not just EV. Embedded we do for all vehicles, not just EV. Power electronics we do for all electrical electronics. Safety system we do for all electrical electronic system. Business marketing skills are not specific to EV. AI, ML are not specific. Logistic operations. Out of them, more than 80% are not specific to EV only. They are specific to what? They are specific to industries. And this is something what we need to understand. Battery system, motor system, electronics are all the technical subset of EV domain, guys. But EV is not a machine, it is an industry. When you take any domain like an industry, you actually start thinking like an industry. And when you think like an industry, you come up with these things. Now, if you want to gain the complete knowledge of e-mobility, you have to learn all of this. That is why going into e-mobility is not an easy task. But मैं ये नहीं कह रहा आप ये सब पढ़ो. Actually, you cannot learn everything. Some of it might be important for mechanical, some of it might be important for electrical, some of it might be important for the computer science and those who want to go into AI analytics, some of it might be important for the business people who want to have their own startup. Guys, अगर मुझे कोई topic would mute yourself, ठीक है? In between, हाँ चंदन बोलो.
सर इससे बहुत कुछ छूट गया है, जैसे कि एमसी सॉलिड वर्क, इलेक्ट्रिकल एडवांस, मैथ.
अभी तो बहुत कुछ छूट गया. एग्जैक्टली बहुत कुछ छूट गया. तो फिर क्या करें? ऐसे तो कभी डोमेन्स कम ही नहीं होने वाले. In this way, we will have hundreds of domains on EV. But you know what is good now, Chandan? What is actually good is now we know at what all we can do. And I think this is very important for us to understand. What all we can actually do. ये क्वेश्चन बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है हमारे लिए. Okay, guys, some of you have raised your hand. कुछ पूछना चाह रहे हैं in between, बोलो. If you have any doubt, guys, so important है, just unmute yourself and speak, ठीक है? If it is important, you can directly talk, that's fine. Now let's go back to the initial question. इससे उसी क्वेश्चन में जाते हैं जो हमने स्टार्ट किया था. That is, where am I right now? And I think the answer to this question is only you know the answer to this question. और किसी को नहीं पता. What do I want to do? Or where, sorry, this was not the question. Where I want to be in future. Now let's start with these two questions again. Now अब कुछ change हुआ है. What is the change? Now your way of thinking has changed. And now you can think more openly. You can think like industries now. Now talk to yourself. आज सोने से पहले 15 मिनट लेट सोना. Talk to yourself for the 15 minutes and really ask this question. Out of these domains, what exactly do you want to do in life? Do you want to go into research? Do you want to go into technology, engineering? Research is different, guys. Engineering is different, okay? Do you want to go into business? Do you want to go into management? मैं नहीं लिख रहा पूरा. It will just waste time. Do you want to go into operations? Do you want to go into servicing? Do you want to go into workshop? Do you want to go into designing, into modeling, into simulation? Do you want to go into AI, ML? Exactly what do you want to do? And इसका आंसर भी एक बहुत इजी वे से मिल सकता है गाइस. और भी चीजें हैं बोलने के लिए, so I will not take a lot more time now. There is one more way to do this. Specifically, if you are not working right now, do one thing. Open any job portal. भूल जाओ अभी के लिए DIY वगैरह को. Open any job portal. Look for that job portal and find where do you want to work and what are the top 5 to 10 skills which are currently in demand. अब मैं ये जेनेरिक तरीके से नहीं बोल रहा. If you are working in Odisha, check which all industries are there near you in Odisha. If you want to work in Bangalore, check what all skills are required in Bangalore. Check what all skills are required in Mumbai or Pune or Delhi. Now, if you are in, let's say, अगर आप बिहार में हो and you want to say मुझे बिहार में काम करना है, मुश्किल है. You have to be open to relocate. Okay, हम उस लेवल पे भी नहीं है. Until unless you have 5 to 7 years of experience, you cannot say that I want to work in this place only, so मुझे इसी जगह पे काम करना है. If you want to go into programming, check what all programming skills you need to go into the vehicle industry. If you want to go into business development, check what is the business requirement. अगर आपको automation में जाना है, you have to check accordingly, because then you will be able to understand what you all will be able to achieve. And once you are able to get this answer, then you come back to me. And when you will come back to me, there will be a new student now. Earlier, this student was something like this. He was completely confused. What do I need to do? What skills are good for me? But when you perform this market research, right? When you will perform this market research and then you come to me, you will be an aware student. You will be a happy person in the end. You know what you want to do. Then you come to me, you say, Ayush, I want to go into this domain. You help me to go to this domain. Or you come to me or say, Ayush, I'm confused which domain I want to go in, and then I help you to select the right domain for you, and then we will go to that domain. But you need to understand what is your requirement. You want to be a good engineer, आपको जल्दी पैसा कमाना है, maybe your family financial support is not so good, आपको उनको support करना है जल्दी. Every student has a different journey, has a different life. We cannot have one answer to 100 questions. यहाँ पे 117 students live है. There are 117 different lifestyles right now. I cannot have one answer to 117 lifestyles. What I need to do is, I need to define a different roadmap for every student. If there is 117 students in this class, I need to have 117 solutions. अब कहने के लिए तो बहुत अच्छा है, but how will we have 117 solutions? You have to talk to me. You have to come to our trainers. You have to get time to talk to them. And you have to see what is the right learning path for you. Because in the end, हम सबका objective एक single line में summarize हो सकता है, that if you are here right now and this is where you want to go, the first thing is to find out where you are exactly, where you want to go exactly, where you can go, and how will you be going. कुछ स्टूडेंट्स डायरेक्ट जा सकते हैं, मे बी दे आर वेरी इंटेलिजेंट. कुछ मेरे जैसे होंगे जिनको बहुत टाइम लगेगा, दैट्स फाइन. बट यू हैव टू आस्क दीज career development questions to the trainers. You have to ask for these specific doubts. The trainer or the system cannot come directly to student to say, बताओ आप क्या करना चाहते हो, हम तो आपको सारी चीजें पढ़ाएंगे. But then you have to talk to the trainers and you have to decide what is the right way for you, what problems you are actually facing, where you think you can go. एंड वहां पे ट्रेनिंग का फायदा होता है गाइस, बिकॉज अलोन एक स्टूडेंट कंफ्यूज होते हुए जाता है, बट व्हेन वी हैव समवन टू सपोर्ट, देयर इज अ डायरेक्ट पाथ वी कैन टेक. If there is someone to support here, you can really save a lot of time and save a lot of your hard work to reach directly to there. You don't have to really be so confused. And that is why कोई student training लेगा, right? But अगर आपने training start कर दी, once you start the training and you don't know what you need to do in life, आप training तो पूरी कर लोगे, but then you will be in the same zone. कुछ इस तरीके से. You will be somewhere here and then you will start applying to every job. आपको पता ही नहीं होगा कहाँ अप्लाई करना है, बट रियलिस्टिकली यू विल बी समवेयर लाइक दिस, बहुत नीचे. सो यू हैव टू इंटरैक्ट विद द इकोसिस्टम. मैं ये क्वेश्चन अपने हर स्टूडेंट से पूछता हूँ. आई विल रिपीट हियर आल्सो, दिस विल बी माय लास्ट पॉइंट, देन वी विल टेक द क्वेश्चंस. दैट व्हाई डू यू एक्चुअली थिंक, आई एम सॉरी इफ यू हैव ऑलरेडी हर्ड दिस क्वेश्चन, अगर रिपीटेड है तो आई एम सॉरी, बट व्हाई डू यू एक्चुअली थिंक MIT open courseware is giving free lectures? I don't know if you have heard of MIT Open Courseware or not. MIT Open Courseware provides is classroom recording for free. It means one institute like MIT, which is having the cost of about $120,000, is giving its classes for ₹0. Obviously, MIT बेवकूफ नहीं है. The same lectures at the MIT campus is costing €120,000 or dollars, but online they are for free. At Coursera they cost some $50,000. Means online है इसलिए free नहीं मिल रहा. Coursera में they have some $50,000. The important thing is that with online, with on-site training, you have the ecosystem. With online pre-classes, classroom recording, there is no ecosystem. That is what makes the difference. When you are talking to the trainers directly, when you are connecting with the support staff, when you are connecting with the trainers, faculty, you get this ecosystem. MIT without its MIT professors is zero. ये सबके केस में भी DIY, स्टैनफोर्ड, MIT जहां मैं काम करता हूँ, डेजी, anything without the faculty and training supervisors, everything is zero. You need to use this ecosystem, guys. If you are not using the ecosystem, कोई फायदा नहीं. Otherwise आप जाओ अपने nearest public library में फ्री में पढ़ो books. But if you need to get to actually the necessary training support, you have to use this ecosystem. You have to talk to me again and again. हो सकता है कि मैं परेशान हो जाऊं आपके बातों से, but you have to ask me again and again. This is the most important thing. So you have to go for some training support where you are having someone जो आपके साथ हमेशा connect करने के लिए ready हो, someone whom you can talk directly, someone जहां पर आप आधी रात को भी अगर मैसेज करोगे तो you should be able to get some answer. And अगर आपको चाहिए extra class, they provide you the class somewhere where you can get the hardware support, where you can get the necessary software training, and जो आपको ये सारे domains cover करने में help कर पाए. And if you think कि मैं तो अभी जो कोर्स कर रहा हूँ उसमें ये सारी चीजें कवर नहीं हो रही, talk to the trainer. Trainer will help you to cover these things, but you have to talk to us. And I think that is how you can actually create your own career. You have to understand where you want to go in future. You have to talk to the trainers. They will help you to understand and then define your career path, the learning path. पूरी fight ही learning path के ऊपर है guys. पूरी जिंदगी बीत जाती है लोगों के learning path define करने में. And then use that ecosystem to reach here. Reach where the industry actually requires the skills. And you only can tell me what is your interest area. You want to go into AI, analytics, business खोलना है, you want to do R&D, automation, designing, battery, cell, you have to tell me, right? And I will now stop here. I will take some questions. I think Shubham, are you there in this call? Okay.
मेरा सर एक क्वेश्चन है.
हाँ guys, please ask your question now. Yes.
मतलब ये आपका जो सर वो कोर्स है वो कौन से डोमेन पे सेंट्रिक है फिर?
The course has to be something beyond the domain, Shivansh, right? The course should be able to target each of these areas, to be honest. The course should be able to train you whether you want to go into cell manufacturing or embedded or R&D or automation. The course has to deal with these areas. I'll show you what updated curriculum my team is exactly working on. I'm not saying that ये best है क्या है, that this is not what I'm trying to say, but what I'm trying to say is कि which all domain we are actually working on right now. So this is basically the updated part of my curriculum. Well, okay, I need to stop sharing and I need to share my another tab. Just give me a second. So this is the content DIYguru is developing with the SMEs from the L&T, because DIYguru is basically managing the EV training for the L&T industry. So we have segregated the new curriculum according to 11 domains. Okay. For example, the first domain is working on foundation of EV. What topics, what areas the student should be working on. Then we have something in the battery technology side, in the powertrain development side. I will share this data set with you. Okay. ये अभी थोड़ा final stage में है. I need to get some necessary access rights and जो हमारे copyrights वगैरह, we just need to finalize them. But what all areas in BMS and powertrain we need to work on? Then in automotive mechanics, what all domains the student should be able to work on? Then in embedded and power electronics, what you need to work on? Then in vehicle designing and development, what you need to work on? Then in vehicle charging infrastructure, testing and homologation, what are the topics you need to work on? Then working on the FEA analysis, इसके ऊपर बात नहीं हुई है, we should do it. The finite element analysis, dynamic, what you should be working on. Then in data analytics and cyber security, what you should be working on. And then in vehicle design and analysis, and then in product development, hydrogen fuel cell, and finally in PCB designing and analytics for electrical engineering. So this is how we are trying to diversify the whole e-mobility into 11 domains, right? And absolutely, Shivansh, you will not be able to understand कि मैं सारे 11 domains पढ़ सकता हूँ या नहीं. But when you start with the actual training and when you start with the first 2-3 domains, right? For example, foundation of EV and the battery technology and the basics, the essentials of automotive mechanics. When you work on these standard areas, then as a candidate, you are able to understand कि आगे मुझे किन domains को अपनी specialization बनाना है and which domains have to be optional domains. But as a support, you should get the whole picture. That is the most important thing.
Okay.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Can I ask something?
Yes, Rakesh.
सर मेरा नाम राकेश पांडे हुआ और सर मैं जैसा आपने क्वेश्चन सेशन किया उस बिहाफ पे मैं अपना करियर जो है, क्योंकि मेरा जो एक्सपीरियंस है वो लॉजिस्टिक और सप्लाई चेन से है. सो मैं अपना जो डोमेन है वो ईवी के लॉजिस्टिक और सप्लाई चेन में इन्हांस करना चाहता हूँ. तो उसके लिए क्या सजेशन होगा सर आपका? क्योंकि अभी फ्लीट मैनेजमेंट से रिलेटेड भी कुछ एक्सपर्टीज आ रहे हैं जो व्हीकल्स सप्लाई चेन में यूटिलाइज होते हैं उस बिहाफ में.
Absolutely, ये बहुत अच्छा question है guys, and I think all of you who are trying to work in the supply chain should hear this answer. Mukesh, I'll come to your point, right? It's a very interesting point, demotivating, motivating. First, let me answer Rakesh. So, Rakesh, when you say supply chain, you have to find out the key areas where you think you should be working on. Let me write these key areas for you. Okay? It will just take a few minutes, just a second. Yes. Just give me a second. Let me share my screen. Yes. So if we talk about the supply chain, some top 3-5 skills, Rakesh, I think, which should be helpful for you. You need to work on the quality inspection side of the EV system first. Okay, you should be working on the testing, validation, and homologation. Processes. अगर कोई writing error है, Rakesh, just avoid that. And you should be working on the logistics flow of industry cycles. Now, this is also very, very important. If you are able to work on these three areas in detail, Rakesh, when I say in detail, if you are able to work on the case studies of industries, if you are able to understand the supply chain management system of, let's say, Hyundai, Volkswagen, take the example of Volkswagen, one of the biggest industries in the whole world. It has at least 5 or 6 more auto car industries working under Volkswagen. So if you work on such case studies and you target these three areas, you should be able to switch to supply chain part of EV or e-mobility domain for sure. Now, अब ये थोड़ा detailed question हो जाता है what exactly in testing and validation you want to do, because testing and validation can be technical and can be operational also. Either you work on the EMC, EMF testing, or you want to work on something like operational wise, you want to do, let's say, the pressure test, the crash test, all those things. That is a different question which you would be doing, right? But overall, I think these are the key areas you should actually be working on. Okay. Okay, fine then. Next question, guys.
So can I ask the question, sir?
Yes, please, Rajesh.
Sir, actually, I had experience for around 20 years in after sales service operations in the consumer durable, you can say consumer electronic industry. So right now, I am looking for a career switch change in EV industry. So what type of skills I should acquire? Like I had diploma in electronics, 3-year diploma.
Forget diploma. You have 20 years of experience, right? Education will not matter.
Yes, sir. So sir, I want to acquire the same time. I want to acquire these skills which will help in my career. I am looking forward. So service industry, after sales service.
Industry, you are doing on-site or you are doing in the management side?
So management side, and I had experience of nearly 20 years in mobile service industry. So I have to visit the service centers and audits and take care of the operation part also.
Would be that you should try to first understand the dealership model of EV, or you can say e-mobility pipeline. I think this is something where you can really get an understanding of, because you're saying you have worked in the service management of mobile industry. That is something not so relevant in terms of e-mobility. I think, Rajendra, you should try to study some papers at least. I can send you some paper if you send me a message on LinkedIn. Try to study something about the dealership model, because you can go into dealership model quite well if you are into this service industry in the management side. In case you would be working on the on-site, I would be saying, you work on the engine system and all, but on the management side, first study about dealership model, because when you study about dealership, I think Rakesh, for you also, when you study about dealership model, you really comprises of all these things: quality assurance, validation, after sales services, and all those things. Try to focus on dealership model, Rajendra. After you study the dealership model, now you send me one short email, and guys, you can also send me an email. That's fine. That this is what you have done as of now, and this is what you have been learning. And then I can tell you what next step you can follow. Okay? Let's start with this dealership, Rajendra. And if you are a working professional with more than 5 years of experience, you have to show me your CV so that I can really help you much easier.
Hello,
But yes, Mukesh.
सर जो क्लास चलता है, जैसे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स की क्लास चलती है, उसमें बीजेटी मॉसफेट ये सब जो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स में पढ़ाया जाता है, तो ऐसा मैंने सारा एक्सपीरियंस, मैंने इंजीनियरिंग में मैंने सारा चीज पढ़ा था, ठीक है। तो मेरे मन में ये डाउट आता है कि सर अगर हम कहीं इंटरव्यू देने जाएंगे तो क्या बीजेटी मॉसफेट और ये सब सारे जो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स के क्वेश्चंस है, जो मैनेजमेंट जैसे थ्योरेटिकल चीजें हैं, ये भी पूछा जाएगा?
मैं तो पूछता हूँ मुकेश। हो सकता है कि आपसे वो ये ना पूछे बीजेटी की फंक्शनिंग बताओ, पहली बात तो बीजेटी अब थोड़ा कम यूज होता है, मॉसफेट ज्यादा यूज होता है। लेट्स से आपने मॉसफेट पढ़ा है, ठीक है, एंड यू आर गोइंग टू एन इंटरव्यू जो थोड़ा सा मैनेजमेंट से रिलेटेड भी है, टेक्निकल है लेकिन ऑपरेशन से रिलेटेड भी है। They might not ask, tell me the functioning of MOSFET, but you know what they can ask? They can ask, if I reduce the size of my MOSFET by half, what all parameters will change and how will it affect the performance of my MOSFET? इसमें कुछ भी बहुत बड़ा टेक्निकल नहीं है। अगर आप इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर दे पा रहे हैं मुकेश राइट नाउ, यू आर गुड इन MOSFET अकॉर्डिंग टू मी।
तो सर इसको काफी डीप स्टडी करना पड़ेगा, मतलब अब जैसे 4 साल पहले इंजीनियरिंग में पढ़ा था तो काफी चीजें भूल गई हैं, तो
हाँ नहीं, और मैंने जब अगर आप कोई ऐसे प्रोफाइल में जा रहे हो जहाँ पे सिर्फ मॉसफेट मांगा जा रहा है, तब आपको मॉसफेट बहुत डीप में पढ़ना पड़ेगा। बट इफ यू आर गोइंग फॉर अ प्रोफाइल वेयर दे आर सेइंग यू शुड नो अबाउट इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स एंड एम्बेडेड, दे विल नॉट गो वेरी डीप। जितना ज्यादा ब्रॉड आपका प्रोफाइल होता है उतनी ही ब्रॉड आपके क्वेश्चंस भी होते हैं। बट इफ यू आर गोइंग फॉर अ प्रोफाइल वेयर दे आर सेइंग यू हैव टू डिजाइन द मॉडल्स, आपको वहां पे पूरा का पूरा सर्किट डिजाइन करना है, वहां पे आपसे पूछ सकते हैं डीप में। बट इफ यू आर गोइंग फॉर अ डोमेन जो थोड़ा सा ओपन है, जहाँ पे आपको एम्बेडेड भी आना चाहिए, थोड़ा बहुत इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स भी आना चाहिए, इलेक्ट्रिकल भी आना चाहिए, दे विल नॉट गेट वेरी वेरी डीप। बट ओवरऑल यू शुड बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड, बट ज्यादा डीप में तभी जाओ अगर जॉब बहुत ज्यादा टेक्निकल है तो।
ओके अभी सर रिसेंटली मैंने मेंटेनेंस में इंटरव्यू दिया, तो वहाँ पे ये सब सारे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स के क्वेश्चंस वैसा पूछा जा रहा था, तो मैं इसलिए मैंने आपसे
बिल्कुल पूछेंगे राइट। अगर आपको पता ही नहीं होगा हाउ विल यू मैनेज द थर्मल टॉलरेंस लिमिट ऑफ एन इलेक्ट्रॉनिक सिस्टम, तो कैसे आप मेंटेन करोगे?
ओके सर ठीक है।
डिपेंड्स ऑन द जॉब प्रोफाइल मुकेश, मुझे नहीं लगता कोई आपसे फंक्शनिंग पूछेगा कोई, बट एटलीस्ट देयर एप्लीकेशन इन दैट इंडस्ट्री इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। इंडस्ट्री को समझना बहुत जरूरी है बिफोर एनी इंटरव्यू, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। एंड बी ओपन, इंटरव्यूज के लिए मना मत करना चाहिए, चाहे वो आपको कहीं भी भेज रहे हो, एटलीस्ट एक इंटरव्यू का एक्सपीरियंस तो मिलेगा। देयर इज नो लॉस एट इट, राइट? ऐसा नहीं है कि आप इंटरव्यू दोगे तो आपको बाद में प्रॉब्लम होगी। आप एटलीस्ट इंटरव्यू दो, ट्राई टू सी, गेट कॉन्फिडेंस, डोंट एवर रिफ्यूज एनी इंटरव्यू, चाहे वो ज्यादा रिलेवेंट हो या ना हो। ऑलवेज गो फॉर इंटरव्यूज, डोंट स्किप देम। चाहे आपको जॉब अच्छी ना भी लग रही हो, टेक सम एक्सपीरियंस।
ओके सर, जो क्लास चलता है ना, जो सर लोग पढ़ाते हैं, तो मैक्सिमम चीजें थ्योरेटिकल ही होती हैं। जैसे आप बता रहे थे ना कि इंडस्ट्रियल आपको एक्सपीरियंस की, इंडस्ट्री को नीड क्या है, उसके अकॉर्डिंग हम आपको पढ़ाएंगे, तो वो वाले थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजन था कि ये सारी चीजें थ्योरेटिकल ही होती हैं।
चीजें मुकेश थ्योरेटिकली स्टार्ट होती है, नो डाउट, बट देन यू नीड टू वर्क ऑन सम experimental kits, you need to work on some hardware also in the end to try to understand things. And most important is, if you are able to design and develop what you are learning theoretically, you are ready for the job. अगर आप theoretically कोई MOSFET पढ़ रहे हो and you are able to design its characteristics on Proteus, it is good. If you are able to design its application on the embedded, it is good. We have to start from theory, but in the end, you should be able to design either on MATLAB or SolidWorks or ANSYS. वो सब बात की बात है, but applying the theory into an experimental thing is what engineers are known for. This is actually what engineering is. So अगर आप theory पे ही रुक रहे हो, तो आपको लगेगा कि चीजें theoretical है। अगर आप theory से आगे बढ़ोगे, then you will understand कि things practical होना जब start होंगी, by that time your theory knowledge should be very good. So no doubt theory से start होता है, but you have to go to that end जहाँ पे वो practical हो। That is why hardware equipments का use होना बहुत जरूरी है EV ट्रेनिंग में। अब मैं अगर उस पे बताऊंगा DIY गुरु के सेंटर ऑफ एक्सीलेंस कहाँ पे है, सेंटर, आई थिंक वो एक बार शुभम या किसी से डिस्कस करना प्लीज, अदरवाइज सेशन बहुत हो जाएगा। ओके सर, लास्ट कुछ 4-5 क्वेश्चंस लेते हैं, अदरवाइज काफी लंबा जाएगा सेशन। एक बार मैं रुपेश की बात कर लेता हूँ, देन आई कैन आस्क यू। रुपेश का काफी टाइम से वो रखा है।
सर मुझे क्वेश्चन था कि मैंने अभी रिसेंटली इंजीनियरिंग किया ऑटोमोबाइल में, और मुझे अभी एनालिटिक्स में शिफ्ट होना है, तो सिर्फ स्टार्टिंग के लिए पाइथन और पांडा इनफ है क्या? और उसमें ना मैंने इस इंडिपेंडेंट पे सर्च किया, तो उधर इंटर्नशिप भी चाहिए रहता है, तो मैंने इंटर्नशिप किया था कॉलेज टाइम पर, वो मैंने ऑटोमोबाइल पे इसमें किया था ना।
And why do you want to go to an analytics, रुपेश? ये बहुत बच्चों का क्वेश्चन होगा आई थिंक, जिनको एनालिटिक्स में जाना है। क्या रीजन है एनालिटिक्स में जाने का?
मुझे लगता है कि इसमें स्कोप ज्यादा है।
No doubt analytics has a good scope, but then in the end, what exactly in analytics you are doing is something which is very important. मैं
I
ज़्यादा
want
टाइम हर क्वेश्चन पे नहीं दूंगा, बट रुपेश मे बी आई कैन शेयर यू माय स्क्रीन बिकॉज आई थिंक ये स्टूडेंट्स अब ग्रेजुअली वरना थक जाएंगे, ज़्यादा लंबा सेशन होगा तो. दिस इज द क्लास आई जस्ट टुक रुपेश बिफोर द स्टार्ट ऑफ दिस सेशन. ये क्लास बेसिकली डेटा एनालिटिक्स की ही है. अब मैं आपको डिफरेंस बताता हूँ क्या है. ये भी बेसिकली पांडास पर ही काम चल रहा है. इफ यू हैव हर्ड पांडास तो आप देख के बता पा रहे हो. द डिफरेंस इज if you are working on computer science data sets, Rupesh, it is not good. If you are willing to go to data analytics post engineering, you have to work on the data sets which are relevant to your field. If you are trying to work in the vehicle industry, you have to take the data sets which are related to the vehicle industry only. You cannot work or you should not work on data sets जो आपके काम का ही नहीं है. डेटा एनालिटिक्स इज समथिंग जो मैं भी बहुत करता हूँ, बट आई डू इन नैनो टेक्नोलॉजी इन फिजिक्स. डिफरेंस क्या है? एप्लीकेशन का. सो इट्स गुड रुपेश दैट यू आर ट्राइंग टू वर्क ऑन एनालिटिक्स. इट हैज गुड स्कोप, बट प्लीज डिफाइन योर एप्लीकेशन करेक्टली. किस एप्लीकेशन में जा रहे हो? यू वांट टू गो टू डेटा इंजीनियरिंग, डेटा साइंस, डेटा एनालिसिस, डेटा मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम, डेटा विजुअलाइजेशन, डेटा इंजीनियर. एग्जैक्टली विच एप्लीकेशन यू आर ट्राइंग टू टारगेट. आपको कंप्लीटली सीएस में जाना है, दैट्स अ डिफरेंट स्टोरी. आप पढ़ना स्टार्ट कर दो, मुझे एक मेल भेज दो, मैं आपको अगले 6 महीने का पूरा रोड मैप बता दूंगा. वो कंप्लीट कर लो. 6 से 10 महीने के अंदर यू विल बी एबल टू गेट अ जॉब इन डेटा एनालिटिक्स. नो इश्यूज. बट देन व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इन डेटा एनालिटिक्स यू वांट टू डू रुपेश, ये ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है बिकॉज हर एप्लीकेशन का एक अपना रिक्वायरमेंट होता है.
क्योंकि डेटा एनालिटिक्स पे इतना अभी नॉलेज नहीं है ना, तो कौन सा एग्जैक्टली नहीं सोचा था मैंने.
मैं बता सकता हूँ रुपेश, बट ये बहुत ज्यादा लंबा डिस्कशन हो जाएगा. फिर तो मुझे एक ईमेल भेजो रुपेश. मेरा ईमेल आईडी है तुम्हारे पास, राइट? मुझे ईमेल भेजो, मैं उसमें ज़्यादा डिटेल में आंसर दूंगा फॉर श्योर, बिकॉज ये क्वेश्चन बढ़ रहे हैं. आई डोंट वांट कि स्टूडेंट्स के आंसर रह जाए कुछ. ठीक है, मुझे ईमेल शेयर करना. मेरी ईमेल आईडी मैंने भी शेयर करी है, मैं फिर से शेयर कर देता हूँ. ओके, नेक्स्ट क्या था क्वेश्चन?
हेलो सर.
प्लीज.
Yes, sir. I have a question like as a mechanical, what is the best future for a what domain is the best for a mechanical engine? What is the other electrical, like in electric vehicle there is a like a minimum domain for a mechanical engineer, I think.
So see, mechanical engineers have this question a lot. अगर आप भी mechanical engineer से guys, this question must be coming in your mind also. As a mechanical engineer, how can you relate to electric vehicle? Because electric vehicle में electric का नाम है, so you feel like electric vehicle is a part of electrical engineering, right? So it is true, in electric vehicles we have more electrical engineering than mechanical engineering. True, because electric vehicles are more based on the battery systems which come out of cell manufacturing and cell technology and electrical technology. If you are a mechanical engineer, you have to go gradually towards the electrical side. How you can do this? You have to start with some basic softwares and all, MATLAB and all, that's good. But then Harsh, it is important that you come out of this core mechanical side and gradually blend into the electrical domain. The best way would be to go through ANSYS or SolidWorks. If you are good in mechanical, I would assume that you are good in SolidWorks or ANSYS. If you are good in SolidWorks or ANSYS, you have to first master that skill set, and from there you should go towards the battery domain, because you can do the modeling and analysis of batteries in SolidWorks and then in ANSYS. Once you are able to do this, then you go towards the battery side. Through battery side, you enter into the electrical side, and जो आपने model किया ना, simulate and analyze the same in MATLAB, and then go towards the embedded system. This is the best way you can show a transition as a mechanical to the electrical side. But you have to go slightly into the electrical also. You should not stick only to mechanical.
Okay, so but I feel like a question is like a career, and as a engineer, I want like in future I was a design engineer is the best for a mechanical engineer. Another
so
department
in electrical also you do the design, right? But in electrical you have design, simulation and analysis, all three. Okay. In mechanical you have more of a design engineering domain. It's true. Design engineering is very good for mechanical, and design engineering is good for electrical also. But in electrical, you have to come up with certain embedded skills also, in certain simulation skills also. And I really love ANSYS because it is the interface between mechanical designing and electrical designing. Okay, so design engineering is that good domain, stick to it, but don't just say mechanical designing. Say mechanical designing, electrical simulation, dynamic analysis, and then you can show a bigger picture.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Ahmed.
Hello, sir.
Sir, actually, I'm a fresher. Sir. I'm fresher from electrical department. Sir, I have completed in 2022 BTech. I have completed, sir. From there onwards, I have completed. I have done few courses on MATLAB, Simulink, designing of powertrain modules, and from some BMS technologies, etc. Sir, what should be the career path? Should I consider for this? Sir, should I move on to
Internet
PLSA and embedded also, sir, for getting a good?
I think Ahmed, you have already studied a lot, right? You are saying you have studied MATLAB also. You are saying you have studied BMS and all also.
Yes, sir.
My request to you would be, since you have already studied everything, you need to define the application of your knowledge.
Okay.
Maybe your application specific experience is missing. Maybe I can try to give you some technical projects where you can apply this knowledge and can show that, see, I am able to use this knowledge for some applications and technical projects. So I think right now, maybe your knowledge is good, but your applied knowledge might not be so good.
Yes, sir. I haven't done. Yes, sir. I haven't done any projects. Still, only just I have learned all the things.
You do one thing, Emma. You send me your CV. I'll give you some key technical projects you can work on, and then I can connect you with my trainer. But I think your applied knowledge needs more refinement, not your technical knowledge. It is fine, but you have to apply them now.
Okay. Should I learn this? I haven't learned embedded. So should I consider embedded also?
You go embedded once you are able to do the technical projects on whatever you have learned so far. अगर जो पढ़ लिया उसी पे apply नहीं किया तो embedded सीख के कुछ नहीं होगा. Embedded comes in the very last option, in the very last way. जब आपने सब चीज सीख ली है, then comes the embedded कि हाँ मुझे electronics भी आ गया, electrical भी आ गया, I know a bit of coding also. Then comes the embedded part. Directly embedded में jump करेंगे, वो बहुत बड़ा domain है. First you have to really use your applied knowledge for this. Then simultaneously we can start embedded.
Okay.
I want to see what you have learned, Ahmed. Okay, you send me a CV. I will suggest you the projects.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, Sheikh. Yes. Okay, tell me.
Hello.
Sir, hello, sir.
Yes, okay.
Sir, now I have no job. I'm searching job in India, and I don't know. I'm not able to understand which domain is good for me.
When you say which domain is good for you, Akib, have you ever worked before?
As per my experience. As per my experience, which one is good? I'm not decided now. That's why I'm asking you which one is good, because I have a production experience, and I'm interested to automobile. I have 2 years experience in automobile and 3 years application.
Are you already a student of DIYguru?
Yeah, last 3 months I joined the DIYguru, but I'm not attending the classes because that time I don't have a time because my shift is not good, and it is a 12 hours working there. That's why I told you. I told you last time also this thing. And now I leave the job for this course because I have no time to attend the classes and do the studies. And I want to settle in India. That's why I leave this job, and I'm searching job here. And I want job now. That's the problem.
I understand, Akib. मुझे याद है बिल्कुल. We had a discussion. I think you were not able to attend the sessions and all because you were busy in your shifts and all. Now you have left the job. I understand the point. You have joined from which month? The month of October or
October,
right? Okay. So basically, I would have your number, Akib, right? You just give me a message on WhatsApp, Akib, okay? Then I will connect you with the HR directly, and we will start working on your CV. Because if you need job directly, it means there must be some financial pressure. So I think it is important. See, first of all, Akib, you have to study 5 hours a day at least because you have missed all your
Yes,
classes
yes,
initially the first 3 months.
yes, I'm ready to study 8 hours, and I really do
8 hours.
every day. I do 8 hours studies in
So
last two
if you are
days.
able to do, if you are
From last
able to do
2 days.
8 hours study, Akib, in the next 2 3 months,
Yes,
you
yes,
should be able to start your job in the next 1 or 2 months also. But you have to give daily 8 hours
yes. I'm
study.
ready to do, sir. Now I have a time.
Then you have my number, Akib, right? You're already a student, so you have my number. You give me a WhatsApp message. I will make a time planner
Yes,
for you,
yes,
okay? And then I'll talk to
yes, sir.
HR to prepare your CV. Okay?
Yes, sir.
I'll make a number for
Thank
you
you so much.
for 8 hours, Akib, okay? Don't forget this, 8 hours daily.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Hello.
Yes. Yes, Nikhil.
Hello, sir. Actually, I wanted to ask, as you said, if I choose two domains that are more likely that I have an interest, like for example, I consider here like power electronics, and the second one is designing. And like you said, you guide students. If I had told you that I like power electronics more, and I get guidance from you on power electronics, and I give my 2 to 3 years in that field, but after that, I want to leave that field, and like it is not into my interest that much, and I want to join the other field. So, what would be your suggestion on this part?
Which field do you want to join exactly?
So no, actually, I said my like more interested parts are like power electronics, and the other one is designing.
Yeah,
So
power
first of
electronics
all,
and designing. So first of all, Nikhil,
yes,
power electronics and designing are two different domains.
yes,
Now,
I
the
understand.
domain of designing can be anything. Is it circuit designing? Is it electronics designing? Is it mechanical designing? Or is it ANSYS-based dynamic designing? Which designing you're talking about?
No, I just said in general, sir. I wanted to ask a doubt regarding that. I- Uh, in coming years, if I don't enjoy that the domain that I have chosen, because
Hmm.
in the initial years I like that domain, uh, but after 3 to 4 years I don't like that field that much. So after that, what would be a suggestion? Because that an individual has to start from scratch in any domain he or she would say.
Yes, Nikhil, if you want a domain which is interesting and which has a future and it related to electronics, always go for embedded system without any doubt.
Okay.
Because embedded system will never die out, will never ever in the history of technology, embedded system will never face any issues. Whether it is e-mobility or any sort of designing, embedded will always be there. And
Okay.
gradually people are getting analytics and AI with embedded. Embedded has a lot of future, a lot more future abilities. It will never bore you because every day you have something new in embedded. In embedded, you can go towards designing, you can go towards the modeling, layout matching, PCB designing, any domain you pick. But standard embedded, you have to do. Before embedded, your electronics should be very good. If your electronics is good enough and you can understand programming quite fine, then you should always go for embedded without any doubt. Embedded will always have a future in the industry and it is very interesting and difficult also to learn. Okay. So I
Okay.
believe even
No,
if
sir.
you get
Actually, I said.
go for embedded.
Actually, sir, I said in a like general aspect. Uh, not that I like I just
No,
took some example
got
like
your
power
point. But
electronics and the other.
I understand,
So
but
like it
you
is
should
quite
go for
disappointing
embedded.
to start a new career with zero experience. So that's why I was asking.
Go for embedded, Nikhil. Follow my point
Sir, but
blindly, go for embedded. You will never be what you say, you will never have any lack of jobs in anything. Embedded in general will always have a future in industry.
if I don't enjoy coding, to be honest, that
Then
I
you
have
don't do coding,
already
right?
given up.
Embedded is not always about coding. In embedded, there are many domains which are more about the hardware designing, more about they are sometimes related to the interfacing of the components. Coding is just a
Okay.
part of embedded system programming. It's not important that you can go see. In embedded, we have two things: software architecture and hardware architecture. You don't go for software architecture, that's fine. You go for hardware architecture. It is so huge
Okay.
that it does not matter whether you like coding or not. There are many domains of embedded which require absolutely no coding.
Okay. Okay. Thank you,
Try
sir.
to understand embedded first. Then you will really have a lot more options to think of. That will really help you in future.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Next
last
question.
one.
Yes, Abhinash. Tell me.
Sir, actually, I'm studying my BTech in third year right now in electrical engineering field.
Uh-huh.
So I'm in sixth semester currently. So actually, I'm searching for internship in the field of embedded systems or electrical vehicle. So can I get? Is there any platform to get an internship in that, sir?
For internship, you need to first showcase, Avinash, that you can work on some projects independently. If you can work on some projects independently, DIYguru can easily take you for internship. You have to show me what skills you have and what projects you want to work on. I will give you one task. If you are able to resolve that, then yes, you can start internship for sure. For internship, you mean that I am able to work independently. That is what internship means, right? So if you want to apply for internship specifically, send me an email with your CV. I will give you one task. If you are able to work on it, I will straight away start your internship with DIYguru directly. No issues on that.
Okay, sir. Okay, definitely. And
But
there
if
is
you
no,
think you are not
and
able
there
to
will
work
be
on that task, it means you need some training first.
yes, sir.
Sir,
Right?
sir, good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening.
Sir, actually, I'm Naveen, sir. I'm from Hyderabad.
Yes,
Hyderabad,
sir.
sir. Actually, I'm right now. I'm working. Actually, my diploma and BTech completed. EC background. Hello. Actually,
Yes.
present I'm working. I'm present working on electronics and battery side totally.
Mhm.
So actually, I interested in the EV side, sir. So testing, and electrical vehicle testing. That's why I'm learning that course, sir. Please suggest that which one is better.
When you say electric
Please.
vehicle testing, do you mean hardware testing or software testing?
Hardware testing, sir. Like
So you
PCB
want to
testing.
work on on-site basis, it means.
Sorry, sir.
It means you want to work at the on-site basis because hardware testing will be on-site.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
then
yes, sir.
you have two options. See, I don't have any center right now in Hyderabad. Either you have to come to Pune, Mumbai, or you have to come to Delhi. There I can really help you with some hardware.
Okay, sir.
Will that be possible for you? Because there we have the hardware lab, either in Pune or in Mumbai or in Delhi. You can come to IIT Delhi, where we have our labs. You can come there also. But you have to decide first, because you're saying you want to work into testing. You need to get some hardware access, but not immediately. Maybe after 3-4 months of your training, when you are able to understand the technicalities, then you can go for the hardware-based testing. Before that, you need to get the technical abilities also, right? But at least you have to invest 15 days, 8 hours per day in the center. Then only you will be able to work on the hardware. So if you're able to come to any different place of my center for 15 days, 8 hours per day, then yes, I can give you the hardware for working on the testing part specifically. Okay. And for others also, guys, if you feel like that there is some, you need some heavy hardware training immediately. If you are my student already, give me a message. Arrange a workshop for you guys immediately, okay? Specifically in Delhi or Mumbai. So just let me know. But I think you have to do this. Yes, Manoj.
Sir, how many days
At
training?
least 15 days
How many
or
days
8 hours
training?
per day. Yes.
So, sorry, sir.
At least 15 days. Full 15 days. I mean.
At least 15 days.
Yes.
Okay. 1-5 days. Sir.
1-5. Yes, 1-5. For other, you can come. Okay. You can see in between. I can provide you some hardware at your center also. But for exclusive hardware training, you need to come to the core center for 15 days straight away.
Sir, give me your number, sir. I will call you in person.
You can contact Shubham, right? He can give you my details. You can contact Shubham.
Sure,
Shubham, just share your number here, okay? Guys, maybe I'm also a bit tired right now. This is my second session, so please last 2-3 questions, okay? Yes. Yes, Manoj. Okay. Then I think.
Sir, regarding please, how should I contact you regarding this internship? I'm ready to do task whatever you
send my email. You have my email ID, right? You send me an email.
Yes, sir.
I will forward that to my team. They will then contact you.
Okay, sir. And there is no need of any payment, or right? I'm ready to do internship, whatever in paid or unpaid, sir. Because I
Yeah,
want to learn my skills. I want to build up
the
my
payment
skills.
and anything comes in the secondary side, right? If you are able to work for me, I don't need any sort of payment. But if I need to train you, then it's a different story. But if you're a good person, you're able to work on my projects, then yes, I need some interns right now. No doubt.
No, only my motive is to only build my skills and learn new things. That's it, sir.
You send me a CV now first. I'll schedule a call with you or like an interview call. Then let's see.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Chalo,
Sir,
ठीक
good
है
evening,
guys.
sir.
Students are also leaving the call
Sir.
now.
Good evening, sir. Sir.
हाँ मनोज में आता हूँ उसके बाद तुम्हारे पास. Yes पंकज.
Sir. हेलो.
हाँ बोलो मनोज, तुम बोलो सर बोलो.
सर मैं 22 ईयर्स का एक्सपीरियंस है. मैं मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग में डिप्लोमा कर रखा है मैंने. मेरे को ये पता करना सर, मैं R&D डिपार्टमेंट में वर्क कर रहा हूँ मैं एनपीडी डेवलपमेंट में. तो मुझे क्या करना चाहिए सर? मुझे नहीं समझ आ रहा क्या करना चाहिए इसमें.
मनोज, when you have 22 years of experience, मुझे आपका CV अच्छे से देखना पड़ेगा पहले. आप प्लीज मुझे अपना CV शेयर करो. बिकॉज मैं आपको आपके एक्सपीरियंस के अकॉर्डिंग ही बता पाऊंगा कि आपके लिए बेस्ट क्या है नेक्स्ट. क्योंकि 22 इयर्स बहुत ज्यादा होते हैं, राइट? मुझे पहले पता करना पड़ेगा कि आपका अगला स्किल्स, आपके मेन स्किल्स क्या है, आपका एक्सपीरियंस क्या है, आपका ऑपरेशनल एक्सपीरियंस क्या है, आपने कितनी टीम मैनेज करी है. देन मैं वो CV अपने HR को भेजूंगा एंड देन वी कैन हैव अ कॉल विद यू. मुझे आपका पहले CV चाहिए होगा मनोज, प्लीज.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes, sir.
Is this session completed, sir, or still any course details are being displayed?
नहीं, I think हो गया है guys. मैं भी थोड़ा सा थक गया हूँ. I think let's call this session off now. We can have another discussion, no issues. अगर कुछ क्वेश्चन आपके रह गए हैं, I'm already sorry for that, but you know, with 120 plus candidates ऐसा होता है. You give me a message on LinkedIn, ठीक है? You give me a message on mail. You join the EV Learner group. Give me a message there. These are the 3 ways you can connect with me directly. ठीक है? As soon as you connect with me, I will be sharing my suggestions to you and we can absolutely discuss. So these are the 3 ways. I'm saying again, either give me a LinkedIn request or send me an email or join the EV Learner group and ask a question there. I will be happy to answer you there.
Sir, can I know where is the EV Learner group?
You have the contact detail of Shubham, or you fill this form, okay? Shubham, you have shared this form with the students?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I've shared the attendance form as well. WhatsApp link.
You just add that, right? There Shubham will share with you the EV Learner group.
Yeah,
there you have a number directly.
I've also shared
the
group joining link as well.
एक बार फिर से शेयर कर दो शुभम वो लिंक भी, ठीक है? And then guys we can always interact. ठीक है?
I've just shared in the chat box.
Okay then. Thank you guys for joining this session. I think it's good enough now. थोड़ी देर में ज़्यादा बोल भी नहीं पाऊंगा. I'm sorry if I missed your messages. And thanks you all for joining. Shubham, you have anything to say, and we can wrap up the session then.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So guys, just a short introduction. I'm Shubham, heading the learning and development. I'm also leading sales and admissions. So we are starting comprehensive EV training program. Fresh batches is starting from 1st of February. I've also shared the details of my contact. If you are willing to start the training, you can reach me out. I can share further details about the training.
Okay, perfect. Lavisha, anything from you, or should we wrap up then?
I guess as of now, I don't have anything to say. If anyone wants to ask anything, I'll also drop my mail ID so they can reach us out. And I think
guys, just make sure you fill that form, okay? Otherwise, we will never be able to contact you again, right? I mean, it's not about training and enrollment, it's more about making the connect. Yes. So just fill that attendance sheet, and thank you all for joining again. I think Shubham, I can close the session now if you allow.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you so much, sir.
I seriously don't thank you guys for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lavisha.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Guys, I'm still on the call. If